Hey guys, I'm Brugger, and you're watching Lords of the Fallen for the PlayStation 4. I've had this great thing in my possession for a few days now. The official release is October 28, but I have the publisher's permission to test it early and show you something from the game. As long as I don't play further than the first two bosses. But you know me, one part every day. I don't think that's going to be the case. It's also a bit tricky. I've already tried a few things. As you can see here, my rogue is level 17, last played on October 24th. However, I think this is already the 5th or 6th save file that I've started over. I've only ever played up to the second boss and then started over again, because I wanted to try out what I like best about the classes. But enough talking, I'd say let's start a new game. I'll just delete the old one like this. Everything's set up wonderful like that at the beginning. I'll talk a bit about what's available. You can already see it now. There are 3 magic paths and then 3 starting classes, which can also be combined to create a new class. As I said, I'll discuss that briefly. First, we have Trost. That means it's more of a defensive magic skill, I would say. Then we have Prugel, which is more offensive, of course. And Deception, that's, the rogue skill, I would say. Everything is somewhat hidden, but you can combine it differently. I'll definitely take Deception, because now we still have the class selection. You see, the rogue crossed with magic is a rogue. If we take the cleric, for example, and cross him with this magic orientation, he becomes an executioner. Or does the warrior also become a bandit? At the bottom right under extras, you'll see our healing potions and spirit summon shards. I have to compare it to Dark Souls from time to time, so don't be mad at me. I know the developers themselves don't like to hear that. By the way, Deck 13... And, you kind of have to make that comparison, otherwise I don't know what else to refer to. He now has 4 healing potions and a magic shard. Since the rogue is ideal for this build, he carries 5 healing potions and 1 energy shard. By the way, the game will also have a New Game Plus, which will then allow you to focus on other magic paths. You can see it when I choose the combat style. With the cleric, he becomes a brawler. The warrior stays the warrior because that's just his magic focus at the beginning. And the rogue becomes an outlaw. I just want to quickly show the last one and then we'll get into the game. The cleric, of course, stays a cleric because his defensive magic is also the one you should probably take, I guess. The warrior becomes a paladin and the rogue becomes a ranger. For whatever reason. So, of course, I choose Deception and the rogue. In my opinion, that's the hardest class to play for beginners. Because the rogue really relies on his combos and there are some very strong opponents where he can't use them. But I'd say let's take a look at the intro. Unfortunately, the loading screens are also a bit longer, but I'll probably cut them out if they get too extreme. Talking over them is different, and that will happen a lot at first. But in the game, I'll keep quiet more often now, just let the atmosphere sink in a bit. Don't think that you've discovered something about me now, and that I'm a real chatterbox who's always talking. No, that's just the excitement right now, but anyway, have fun with the intro.
Fallen God, creator and destroyer of worlds, hear my call. Hear my call. My call of resistance. Wait.
We've reached Steinwehr.
And so, the search for Antanas is approaching its climax.
Hopefully the one we seek is worth the blood price. We're finally here. Let's get to work.
It's quiet. Too quiet, even for a monastery. Wait.
Yo, and here we go, guys. Initially, this had several graphical issues, including screen tearing and frequent frame rate drops. But by now, it's pretty awesome. I mean, it runs super smoothly. You can see it now, no graphical issues. Really, really good. So, I'm going to skip the basics because I already know them well enough. So, we're the rogue, and that's why we should hold back a little. In open confrontations, as you can see, we should hold back a bit and maybe pay attention to the opponents, see how they behave, and then react. So we can also land backstabs, but I just can't seem to pull it off right now. There. And there's another fighting style with 2 daggers, I'll show you that, because we can land combos with it. As a rogue, we really rely on those, and that's what makes things a bit harder, since we don't have a great shield to protect us from damage. Or a super powerful weapon that destroys everything. Oh, careful. Those guys deal a hell of a lot of damage. 2 or 3 hits and I'm dead. Yes, super nice. I'm also curious to see how it will run on PC. The frames are stable now, but I expect more settings like anti-aliasing on PC. It'll look great, but I already think it's awesome. This is next gen, guys. Although, to be honest, graphics aren't that important anyway.
It's locked.
Caslow, you're still losing blood.
It's not as bad as it looks.
That doesn't help me much if you bleed out.
Hopefully, I'll spare you the inconvenience of my death.
How do we find Antanas once we're inside?
The man we're looking for, he wants to be found.
All I see are corpses. Not a single survivor.
Antanas would give his life to protect his people. If he's still alive, then there are others too.
There must be a way to get this damn door open.
Maybe a switch or a key.
Yeah, then let's start looking. I have to say, I really like the way the story is told. It's very straightforward and not like in Dark Souls. You have to figure things out and work for them yourself, but you can also study the armor again here. Here's the menu. I want to include it in the first part too, since it's important. This armor prioritizes agility over protection, making you nimble. Essential for survival. You can see the weight at the bottom now. The number is green, so 5.8 out of 20, that's our carrying limit. If the number turns white, for example. Then we basically have a mid-roll, and if it turns yellow like the other bars towards the end, then we have a heavy roll. Then we're pretty heavily loaded. I think this is currently the fastest moveset we have. It's not necessarily as quick as in Dark Souls, but it's good enough for me. Well, I think he's already very mobile, this guy. Are we actually called Harkyn? That's the question. Honestly, I still don't know our name. I haven't checked yet. I skipped all the opening cutscenes to save them for the Let's Play. Alright, the guy has many face tattoos. Those are his sins that he has committed. And now we've been given the chance to cleanse ourselves of these sins by fighting against the Lords of the Fallen. Check this out. There's a secret nearby, I'll show you. You can run and jump. It's a bit complicated, but it works. Yeah, there are a lot of secrets, guys. Like I said, I've restarted it 5 or 6 times and discovered new things every time. A spirit summon shard. I'll explain a bit more about that. Yeah, like I said, sorry about that. First part, but I think it's better if I don't play too far now and explain a bit more instead. Definitely. We have healing potions, we have energy shards that increase our energy regeneration, kind of like a green blossom, and the spirit summon shard. There is, well, how should I put it, the possibility, right? It's very likely that we'll die, and then our souls will remain at the place where we died. Our experience shows they're just not souls. We then have a percentage counter that decreases, so the amount of souls we recover shrinks over time. And at the same time, it also gives us a buff if we stay near this pile of souls. It's still locked, but I wanted to show it goes further. Careful, this is going to hurt now. Oh, not at all. Well, definitely the buff. I think it gives us health regeneration in combat when we stay there. You can use easy modes with bosses by letting yourself die, going to the pile, using the soul veil and picking up the buff. That way the bosses are a lot easier, I guess, but I haven't used it yet. So, first enemy, or rather second. By the way, he's blind. We can surprise him beautifully. Oh, by the way, I also wanted to talk about the combos. Now we have 2 daggers in our hands, so we can strike once with the left and once with the right. If we combine them, we do something like this, and if we finish this 2-hit combo with a light attack, then he does something like this. And if we finish it with a heavy attack, which by the way is my favorite combo, he does this really nicely. You can also see that when the bar blinks at the bottom, the timing is correct. And this audio cue means we've executed the combo exactly, using less stamina. If we mess up the timing, we can still perform the combo, but it uses more stamina. It's very well planned. Oh, what are you biting? Stop biting, man. Oh, wow, yeah, you can see, the enemies are no joke. I'll have a drink. By the way, the potions also refill at the save stations. So always take it nice and slow. Like I said, they're blind. So? Alright, that's not gonna help now. I wouldn't have followed him. He noticed nothing. They scare me a bit. They make noises too long, which feels like a warning for a backstab. I really like them too. They're really awesome. Just look here. A cool secret is we have 2 hitboxes. In Dark Souls, our hitbox stayed upright even when rolling. Here, for example, we can now roll underneath, which wasn't possible in Dark Souls. I know the comparison, but that's one of the things I think is better. So what do we have here? An empty bottle. It might sound silly, but now we have 4 out of 6 healing potions, so we have a new slot. So empty potions, empty bottles like this are great. Now we basically have a new Estus flask. I'm not going to justify myself for that anymore, you'll hear that a lot more often. But I'm just such a Dark Souls geek, such a nerd. I also think the story and how it's told are awesome. Yeah, it's not really cryptic, it's more straightforward, as I already mentioned. And that's what we find here.
It's inside me. And it's changing me.
My skull, the bones are shifting, they're growing. It doesn't feel like poison in my veins, more like liquid darkness. We've already seen what happens next with the others. First, the eyesight fades, then the mind follows. Brother William, Brother Peter, and I will not allow the disease to overwhelm us. We choose death before it chooses us.
Yes, by the way, that's the disease. Apparently it mutates you into those strange creatures. A sealed rune, by the way, those are for upgrading. That's like a titanite or energy shard, as I mentioned earlier. You'll see soon. Also, watch the counter at the bottom right. Those are my experience points I earn each time, and the counter keeps increasing. Come on, get up. These guys, when they're glowing like that, they're always alive. And dead. Listen, he's breathing too. Yeah, by the way, the counter keeps going up. I think it also has some kind of maximum. That's our experience point level. And if we don't spend experience points, you see now we have 1.16 and it keeps going up. I think it's in 0.4 increments, but I'm not completely sure. A huge key. Now we can unlock the door. Great, right? Yeah, awesome. I want to make sure I at least get to the first boss in this part.
Dear Father, the fires on the horizon are spreading toward our village. I beg you, be careful. Something evil is happening. I can feel it. You can always seek refuge here in the monastery no matter what happens. Antanas can save us. Please, please, take care of yourself.
That's what I mean. You can find a lot of these scrolls, and they tell the backstory, but you probably have to pay close attention and interpret them carefully. It's worth destroying everything here, since there might be secret passages. Not always, but sometimes. Sometimes items come from barrels or these crates. You can also kick here by pushing the stick forward, in your view direction, and then pressing attack. For example, a super attack like this. Each weapon type has its own, and there are many weapons. This is awesome. You should remember where this magic portal is, and the others too. It opens when you've defeated a powerful enemy. I only noticed that during my last playthrough when I actually paid attention. I didn't read anything, just ran through here. You'll see, we'll get something great from this. Ow, damn, maybe I should have dodged. Drink, wow, that was close. By the way, he's good at that. Always. Ugh. I was about to change the sign. Man, let's get up here, damn. It's always good to walk around him on the right. Backstab, yes. Wham, wham, wham. Ah, that's nice, guys. The backstabs. That's so nice and easy. Marauder's Battle Axe. I'll show all the weapons, which I think is great. Check out my attributes. Strength increases damage and equipment weight, but it works more for heavy weapons. Vitality is of course health, faith is for magic, endurance is for our stamina, so the yellow bar, simply put. Equipment weight, dexterity for damage and energy, and for slow and fast weapons of course. You see it's also listed up here. And luck, that's responsible for how enemies drop items. You can argue about whether you think that's good or bad. I think it's good because the higher we level up luck, the better we can farm weapons we want, for example. Well, you'll see it soon. First, let's get the shard here. What do we have there? Energy shards always look like this. They're always these red shards which turn out to be weapons or something else. Unfortunately, you never know what it is beforehand, but I don't think that's such a big deal.
I found a key.
What are you waiting for? Open the door.
Of course.
I could use some help.
Here, this will definitely help you.
Well, look, he filled up our potions, but I need to drink one right away. Because, let me put it this way, as a rogue, I'm a one-hit for the boss here. So don't think that the game looks that easy now. As a rogue, the challenge is immense. I beat the boss on the first try with every other class. With the rogue, I think I needed 3 tries. Whoa. Luckily, that attack doesn't hurt you, but this boss is tough. Come on. He has some nasty combos. As a rogue, we can only handle 1 or 2 attacks here. The rest are too intense. Yeah, like this one, 2 of them. By the way, we're dead from these hits. And that's a 1-hit. If that hits us, we're instantly dead. Yeah, the bosses apparently also have different phases, as you can see by their health. Come on, Boom, phase 2. A bit intense. Whoa, that was close. Come on, little guy. Come on. Oh, by the way, in phase 2, a flame comes out in the front, which means the impact is even a bit stronger and more destructive. I have to act like a coward now. Uh-oh. In phase 3, wow, he's tearing off more and more armor, which means he's getting more mobile. That guy is really dangerous. Come on, don't keep us waiting. Oh, that wasn't so bad just now, but I still need to drink something. Because one hit, like I said... Yeah, I know the intervals. Careful. Always take advantage of the gap he leaves open. Come on, one more hit, man. Uh-oh. Alright, final phase. Now he'll get nasty. No, now he's dancing for us. Move away during this spin, or you'll instantly be Moose as a villain. Yes, that landed. Come on, oh no. Haha, looks so awesome. First the particle effects, and then how he's showing us some nice dance moves here. Come on, oh. Yes. That's it. Awesome, guys. Awesome. I don't know what these meteorites mean, but... yeah, you guys...
What was that? One of those rulers that Kaslo told me about?
So look, what do we have here? Consistency? A great sword, like I said. Let's take a look at the weapons. I've sorted them by damage, the Marauder's Battle Axe. We're too slow for that and lack the strength to make the weapon worthwhile. But you can see the attacks are awesome. Power attack. We can also do power attacks while sprinting. Let me show you. Yeah, that's exactly the same as when I flick the stick forward, or here we just kick. Of course, we can also lure like this, and with a shield we can also carry the weapon, but like this it doesn't help us at all, we're just way too weak. So look, because I don't have the strength requirement here, the requirements, we really have drawbacks. Minus 43 damage. Because I had this sword with the warrior, it really packs a punch, but unfortunately, it's no use to me because I'm way too weak. And it's super slow. So I'll stick with the daggers, guys. There will be some really awesome dex weapons soon. So we can level up at these crystals now. They're basically our bonfire. There's a trick. We can invest the points now. I'll remove that. These hints, you can see 1990 experience at the bottom. I can upgrade that now by putting points in here. Look, if I hold down the stick, the left one, so L2, then we can put an attribute point here. Let's keep going now, come on. As a rogue, I don't think I need that much magic, but I'll save it for now. So, and now we can decide what to take. I'll take Dexterity and Vitality, and you instantly see the increase. Bam, wonderful. We can also save these points if we want and don't need to spend them immediately. For example, if we just want to secure the experience points now, that's an advantage. We won't lose the experience points that way. Alright, the video is already pretty long, but I still want to show you the splitter we just saw. By the way, the monsters do respawn, so don't think they don't. It's just that if we die, then they respawn. If we save at these checkpoints here, nothing happens. And look, now we have a portal. I only found that last time. I used to always walk past it. Feel free to let me know if I miss anything. I don't always notice everything right away. Here we have 3 chests now, guys. I can imagine that this happens after every boss. Let's open the first one. There are some really nice things in here. And... Loyal Pendant and another empty bottle. Great, we now have 7 healing potions. We have a loyal pendant here. What does it do? Equipment once common among the old Brotherhood of the North's acolytes. The amulet is believed to have restored their magical powers. While that's usually vague, it's now clear what it does. But yeah, I guess you don't see directly what kind of effects such a piece of jewelry has. You always have to read. And here we have the bulwark, a shield, and the spirit core shard. As I said, it's basically there for our humanity, if you will, our human effigy. And it gets our experience points back for us if we don't feel like running over there. Or if too many enemies have respawned and the path is too long, sealed rune like that. Now I'll show you why I think this is great. Right now we have the fist shield, which only has a physical block resistance of 75%, and now we have the bulwark with 100%. Look, now we have the shield from this first boss, and the good thing is, when we carry the shield on our back, we're protected from behind. I noticed that too. When someone attacked me from behind, I think I only took about a quarter of the damage. Or something just as good. You can still fight with 2 weapons and carry a shield. Right, really awesome. I think the idea is great, really good, I like it. It really has... You can already see in some parts what the game is inspired by, but it's not just a copy, so... They've brought in a lot of their own ideas. In some ways, I prefer it to the Souls games because it offers more quality of life features. Just really good. There's nothing more to say about it. Yeah, the loading screen is strangely long. I also got 3 DLCs with it. The Monk's Decipher set, Demonic Weapons, and Lionheart pack. I think those are armors. Oh look, now the monsters are back again. I guess that counts as dying or something when we switch dimensions. Well, I'll take care of them quickly. Guys, I'd say we'll meet up again next time in the room of the first boss. Come here, quick. Ah, that's nice. Boom, he's dead. And what do we get? Sealed rune. Alright, folks, it's a new project. And lately, I've been having a bit of trouble again with troublemakers who think they need to cause problems, so I would really appreciate your support. Show me some love. This is going to be a really big thing. I've heard it's 15 to 50 hours depending on how much time you put into it. For me, it'll probably be something in the middle, around 30 hours. You know me. I'd really appreciate your support through likes and comments. Share your thoughts. Is it really as bad as some people claim? I don't think so at all. Well, you have to decide for yourselves, guys. I hope we'll see each other again for Lords of the Fallen.